Hello, everyone, and welcome to the In the Flow Talk Show with Pauline, aka Miss P, and Renee, aka Ren. So, In the Flow is a talk show that brings real, relative, and refreshing topics, events, and talk to you, our listeners, so you can exercise your flow of thoughts, opinions, and ideas of what is happening in our world today. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that we want to talk about is the shooting, the death, the murder of 27-year-old Botham Jean, who was in his own home at the time when the now former Dallas police officer, Amber Guyger, said she wrongly entered the apartment that she thought was hers and opened fire, and thinking that she was defending herself in her own home after apparently what she said was a long day at the office, and she entered the wrong residence. Miss P, what do you think about this?
I don't believe that if someone lived in a building for years, they could enter the wrong apartment. Somehow or other, my personal opinion is something went on where she intentionally went to his apartment and shot him. So I totally disagree with what she said with her defense, and I agree with her being sentenced. Not how long she was sentenced, but the fact that she was at least convicted for what she did.
You're right. She was found guilty unanimously by the jury. And my thought throughout this whole thing, Ms. P, was if I live in a complex by which the townhouses, the townhomes all look the same.
Exactly.
But my key can't go into my neighbor's door. So what Miss Guyger is saying is that the door was unlocked. The door was supposedly unlocked and she entered an unlocked residence. So is it possible, people, is it possible that you could mistake after a long day of work, you're tired, your eyes are blurry, I don't know, vision's blurry, you're a little bit off balance, and is it possible to put your key in a door that's quote unquote unlocked and enter into a residence and then open fire because you think that you're in the middle of walking into a home invasion?
That's a good question, but the question of the century is what his brother did, the hug that sounded around the world. I'm wondering, how could his brother do that? I would never, ever be able to forgive anybody who killed one of my family members.
Oh, that's a good point. So I don't know if you all saw that or heard it on the news, but his younger brother, Brent Jean, did give a hug, an embrace to that former police officer who shot and killed his beloved sibling. So what do you guys say about that? What do you think about that? Would you be able to show affection and forgiveness for someone who killed a member of your family or someone who you cherish dearly? Would that be possible? Miss P, tell me, what do you think?
No. No.
Why? Why is that? Why do you feel that way?
I just don't. My family is near and dear to me. Mm-hmm. And for them to be harmed by someone in the way that he was, no way. No way. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't forgive.
Well, here's where I come in with a little bit of a faith perspective. I have actually experienced this. My eldest brother was murdered in Jamaica by a home invasion. They were in their own home, actually, and he was brutally killed. He was murdered. So his life was cut short at the age of 36. So I experienced this as a young girl. So the murderers were never caught. So this is just a crime that happened. 2 lives were actually lost. It was him and his fiancée. We were planning to attend his wedding, and he was taken from us. Now, should those individuals come before me to be sentenced, could I have it in my heart to forgive them for killing my brother?
Well, could you?
The answer is yes. The answer is yes. And here's why. Here's why, P. I wouldn't forgive based on what they did was right, or what they did was not wrong, or that they even regret what they did. I would forgive for me, for my peace, for my joy, for my mental and emotional and spiritual ability to move forward, to let that go. Because how many of us have been, not to this degree of losing a loved one through murder, but have been wronged by someone, lied on by someone, cheated by someone in some way, wronged in some way, molested by someone? What if you never hear, "I'm sorry"? What if you never hear, "I made a mistake"? Do you carry that in your heart? Do you not forgive?
They're different situations than killing someone. Killing someone to me is the final act. If someone is raped, they can possibly go to counseling and recover, etc., etc. If you were hurt, maybe you'll find someone who can help you through the hurt, etc. But killing someone, I couldn't do it.
Couldn't do it.
Not my brother.
Not
Not
you.
my
Yeah,
family
yeah,
members.
yeah.
No.
I know. I hear you, Miss P, because I know what that feels like, and the forgiveness would have to be for me. It would have to be for me. And maybe also for that person. Because if I, through faith, believe in God, I have to believe that if He can forgive me for all my wrongs and all my sins, that I'm obligated to forgive. And who am I to say that God can't change that person's life around?
And that's my point. The person has a life to be changed around. The person who is killed, they don't have a chance to change. So I couldn't do
You
it.
couldn't do it.
No.
Interesting. So let us know your thoughts. Would you be able to forgive? Would you be able to embrace? Would you be able to let go and forgive someone for taking the life of someone that you hold very dearly to you? We want to hear what you guys have to say about that. So
Sure do.
okay, so while the feedback's coming in, I see a lot of responses coming in on that topic. We'll touch base back on that. So another topic that we want to talk about today is Antonio Brown.
Yes, Antonio Brown. I did not know who he was, never heard of him until I heard about the situation with his accuser.
So with this particular case, we have NFL, maybe former NFL, who played for the New England Patriots, Antonio Brown. That was his last team. That he's been accused by his accuser. Her name is Brittany Taylor, and she's accused Antonio Brown of rape, sexual assault. So what are your thoughts on this? We want to hear what you have to say. We want to hear your thoughts as far as, have you been following the incidents? Chime in on what you have to say. And Miss P, of course, I want to hear what you have to say about this one.
I cannot wait to tell you how I feel about this. So, I'm the person who always believes a woman when she said she was raped. However, I have looked at a few photos that were on social media. And when I saw a photo with him in his underpants and she not fully clothed, sitting on a bed, that's when her whole case flew out the window.
Whoa. Wait. Are you saying that just because you saw a post on social media that she was intimate with this man, that there's no validity to her accusing him of rape or of violating her?
I'm saying that there was something going on with them, intimate. That's how it seemed to me, because for me, if I'm someone's trainer, there is no way you'll see me in my clothes, with my clothes off and he in his underwear on a bed with a no.
Okay, I'll give you that. I will say that she crossed the line in her profession.
Correct.
Okay, I will say that she was there to be a trainer, whatever the case may be, physical therapy, whatever the case may be that she's doing for the NFL. She definitely crossed the line as a professional. However, because she crossed that line and went from professional to personal relationship, obviously, because of the posts that we've seen, do we immediately cast out her accusation and the possibility that this man did rape this woman?
So let me tell you, this final decision or judgment of mine came late into my review of what was going on. At first, I was really upset with him because when I read up, I realized that they met in, I think it was a Bible class in college.
Wait. Pause on that. A Bible study. They met in a Bible study. A Bible study.
I agree.
Okay, seriously?
And I'm thinking, okay.
Can I just put a little sidebar on this,
Yes,
Miss P?
please do.
Ladies, watch out, okay? Men who want to find a good woman knows where to find a good woman. And obviously there are great women who have faith and believe in God. And they know where to go to infiltrate to find a woman of value, of purpose, of faith, and of character. Be very careful who you allow into your personal space. I just had to say that because just because he's in Bible study doesn't mean that he's of God.
I totally agree. They know where to go for their prey. So
You said pray.
P-R-E-Y, not P-R-A-Y.
Talk about it, Miss P.
So I read that she had an incident with him a few times and she kept coming back, and I kept wondering, why would she keep going back? I realized that has a strong faith, and that's where they met. But that photo did it for me. That was all she wrote. No. Mm-mm. And if it were my child, I would tell her not to go forth with the suit, because that picture, to me, in my personal opinion, is very, very telling.
Whoa, you're saying if this was your daughter, you would tell her not to move forward with the accusations, even though it happened? Even though it may have happened? Well, let's say supposedly it did happen. You tell her not to move forward?
Because you have a jury that you would go before, and when they see that photo, a lot of them, I believe, would be convinced, as I am, that something happened. Something else went on that's not being said. That photo clinched it for me.
Interesting. Because don't you believe that people in a marriage can be raped? Don't you believe that people in a relationship can be raped? I mean, is it because she formed a personal relationship with this man and crossed the line of profession that you think that because there's a photo of her sitting on a bed where they were probably intimate in times past, you think that just because they were intimate and had a relationship of some sort, that a rape or a sexual assault still could not have happened?
In marriage, if they were married, that would be a different topic. But this lady is saying she had, from what I read, allegedly, she had someone who she was dating or engaged to, and here she is supposed to be training this man professionally, and took a photo like that? No. Don't believe it.
So you're saying because she crossed the line from professional to personal, she doesn't deserve to be believed? Come on, Miss P.
I'm saying that's exactly what I'm saying.
Interesting. Okay, well, we definitely want to hear you all chime in on this regarding your opinions on Antonio Brown and Brittany Taylor. What are your thoughts as we go through this, investigation until the trial?
Right, it's left to be seen. The truth will come out.
All right, we shall see. All right, listeners, we want to thank you for your comments that are coming in right now. We're getting all of your comments. We're lining them up, and we're going to answer your questions as quickly as we possibly can. So next topic that we want to talk about that's I think is truly amazing is the Crown Act. The Crown Act was first out of California, I believe. California became the first state to ban discrimination against natural hair, to ban discrimination against natural hair. So
long time coming.
Long time coming. So people of ethnicity or ethnicities can't be denied access to advancement, education, career opportunities based on the texture or whatever design of your hair. So the Crown Act did pass, Miss P, the House and the Senate. So this is an amazing thing. What do you think about the Crown Act?
I think it's a long time coming. I believe that people of all ethnicities should be able to embrace who they are shamelessly. I believe that you should be able to go into any position and be hired based on experience/education. So to totally discriminate on someone because of their hair is ludicrous, and this has been going on for far too long.
I agree, and I think that a lot of women and possibly also men, we just have this hang up on what beautiful is. Beautiful is not straight hair, curly hair, long hair, blonde hair, black hair, red hair. No. It's not a certain look. Beauty's from within. It comes from within. I'm a woman of faith, and I believe God and the Bible, where it says that you are fearfully and wonderfully made in His image. Understand that God made us unique. He made us different. He made us in different hues, different textures. We're different shapes.
Thank you.
We're beautiful. And the
totally
texture of
agree.
your hair to hold you back from opportunities?
I just think it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
I think, of course, it's a way to discriminate against those who you don't really want to hire in your business or in your company. That's what I believe. And I think, as I said 100 times before, it's a long time coming.
I agree with you. That's so true, because if you walk in with, let's just say, dreads to an executive position, to apply for a position as a CEO of the company, are you going to be overlooked even though your resume has PhD and other types of degrees behind it for just having dreads? Or as a woman who's going to work in an industry, whether medical or maybe law or any other professional industry, education, are you going to be denied an opportunity simply because you choose to wear a scarf on your head? I mean,
Exactly.
yeah, absolutely.
As Martin Luther King said, judge me on the content of my character. And that's what I believe in, judging someone, if you must judge, on the content of their character. Because a dreaded person can be an attorney, could have graduated from one of the top law schools, etc., etc. The law as it was, or the practice that it was, just does not and did not make sense.
Wow. So many, African Americans have said that just the struggle to keep up and to look the quote unquote look the part has been such a struggle. So just to be able to freely express yourself, it's hair, people. It's just hair.
For me, personally, I have spent many Saturdays over many years, 5 hours and more, in hair salons, waiting for that appointment, etc. And for me, being a person who recently went natural, it's a breeze. And I have just as much intelligence then as I do now. So it doesn't really make a difference how you wear your hair.
And I like to switch it up. There's different things that I like to do, with my hair. Curly, straight, extensions, not extensions. So I do different things with my hair, but how I choose to wear my hair is not a reflection of my intelligence or my ability to perform and to do my job with excellence.
Not at all.
Nor should I be not considered for that job based on my hair.
I agree.
Wow. The Crown Act, ladies and gentlemen, a great bill. That's for sure. And now an official act. So chime in, let us know what you think about that. Have you been discriminated against or held back from excelling or advancing in any degree, in any level of life, based on your hair? And have you experienced a struggle where you had to look the part in order to get the part? So go ahead and chime in with your experiences on that, and we see a lot coming in right now. So as you come in with your questions and with your comments, we're going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break. Be right back after the commercial. Hi, everybody. You are back on the In the Flow show. You're here with Miss P.
Yes, I'm here.
And also Miss Renee. So we spoke about a couple topics today. We spoke about Botham Jean, how this young man was murdered being in his own home by former Dallas police officer Amber Geiger, and how his brother was able to extend forgiveness to that officer openly in court through an embrace that went around the world. We spoke about Antonio Brown. We spoke about the Crown Act, and now we're going to touch a little bit on personal relationships. So we want to hear from you. What is a real friend? What is a real friend? How do you know when you have a real friend? What's a real friendship? Miss P, what's a friendship? What's a real friend?
So to me, a real friend is not someone that I necessarily have to see or speak with every day, but someone who's loyal, someone who can correct me when I'm on the wrong track and I do the same to them. Someone who may not even look like me, speak like me, they may not have the same cultural background that I do. I am looking for a friend, someone who is trustworthy, as I said, honest, dependable, somebody who have experience in certain matters and give me their feedback on their experiences, and someone who's able to be non-judgmental. And
That's
to me,
good.
that's so important.
Very important. Very important, Miss P. And I agree with you 100%. Absolutely loyal. Absolutely loyal. Miss P, if I tell you something in confidence, I want to know that you're loyal to me and that you're also trustworthy, that you won't take what I've told you and share it with other people just to have conversation with other people.
And I think the key to it is not really sharing the experience, but sharing the person who's having that experience.
Ooh, that's deep. Could you please say that again?
Not sharing the experience is key, but not saying who shared their experience with you.
Wow.
That's what you have to keep private, because a friend of mine could be going through the same thing that another friend could be going through, but there's no way that I would cross the lines and reveal who's going through that situation.
Reveal.
I couldn't do it.
That's it right there. Absolutely. And to me, one of the characteristics for me of a real friend is someone who's willing to give me the benefit of the doubt. Do you know me or do you not know me?
Exactly.
So if you get into a cross with me based on something that in the back of your mind you feel like I'm selfish or I mistreated you or I did something to you that was intentional. So what you're saying to me is the Bible says out of the heart, flows the issues of life.
Right.
So is what you're saying to me that how you really feel about me in your heart is that I would intentionally hurt you?
And see, that's the thing. That's the problem that I have. The problem that I have is I see people who are so close and they're friends, and if they have one little disagreement, that's it. They cut it. But the right thing to do for me, and this is what I have done in my adult life, I've learned how to approach that person in private and ask questions and have a discussion, have a conversation. Sometimes the voices may be raised, but at least we voiced our opinions and we could just put it to bed and move on.
Absolutely. I think that if the relationship is worth saving, if it's worth saving.
Exactly.
And time will tell, P, because I've had relationships with friends over 15, 20 years, and something does happen, and we talk it out. And in the talk, somewhere in the talk, in that journey, it's discovered, were we ever really friends?
Right, and we call them what? Frenemies.
Not even that, because frenemies, P, are people who are pretending to be your friends.
Right.
These are people who I really thought were genuine friends.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. So I don't know what to say. And then you go through, let's say people you think are genuine friends, and you go through a life-altering or changing or devastating event, and they can't be found. Time reveals all things.
I agree. I totally agree. And therefore I keep my circle super, super small. I sure do.
Absolutely. So we want to hear from you guys. I mean, what do you think are the characteristics, the essentials of a true friendship? I mean, somebody who always has my back. Someone I can call at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., hey sis, and I'm there for her and she's there for me.
Correct.
Somebody, P, you're right, who will tell me when I am wrong and say, Miss Renee, you did this incorrectly. You need to not do that. You need to forgive. You need to do this. You need to change this about you.
Or have you thought about, or can you think about X, Y, Z? A lot of times friends don't give each other the chance to change directions or shift their thoughts. They make a snap judgment and want to cut you off or think that you've done them wrong. So, a real friend is someone who you can rely upon and, of course, who can give you the benefit of the doubt.
You know, the Bible says Jesus was a real friend because he stuck and sticks closer than a brother.
Sure does.
Closer than a brother. I mean, take Jesus, for example. Yes, I'm going to say Jesus because he, to me, is the ultimate example. When we do wrong to him, he forgives. If we are the prodigal, we walk away, open arms. He's welcoming us back, right? He's not the one to hold a grudge. He's the one to bring us to a place where we can identify our wrongs and also give us room to rectify.
And to wash our sins away.
What? And remedy, rectify and remedy. I mean, I think those things are important in a friendship and to build a relationship. So if you come in a crossroad in your friendship where it just kind of died, I have to question people. Was there ever anything there?
Exactly. You're exactly right.
Wow. I mean, that's real.
And you have to watch people. You always have to observe. Not to observe them to see anything about them as far as their quality of life, etc., but to observe how they react with you. So many times we get into a friendship and we overlook so many signs, and they're there all along.
All along. And a great friendship is also give and take. If I'm giving, and you're taking, that's not even.
No, it's not.
That's not equal.
No, it's definitely
So
not.
be careful of people who just suck on and leech on to you for what you can give and what you have. True friendships are there for each other. You cry together, you pray together, you mourn together, you laugh together, you celebrate. Oop, there you go, P. Celebrate each other's victories. Talk about that.
Oh my
Talk about that
goodness.
envious friend.
Oh my gosh, I totally believe in celebrating. I love to see people succeed. I love to see people do well. I don't wish them bad, because I'm always thinking, wow, if she or he could do that, I can do the same thing as far as achieving my goal. So I totally believe in celebrating the sister or the brother.
Yeah, success of each other. Yeah. You want to know a real friend? Do something great or amazing in your life. Make a shift. Get a job where you're making more money than that person, or get somewhere in your life where you've accomplished something great. Tell it to that friend and watch their face, their attitudes, their voice, their demeanor. See how they respond to your success.
Of course. Many times it's not in a positive way. Many times they're angry, they're upset, and they're wondering why not me, instead of shifting their thought pattern to think it could be me as well. All that I have to do is change a few things, tweak a few things, and I can get there as well. So
True friends want to see you succeed, even if they don't.
exactly.
And true friends pull each other along and take each other along the way. They don't succeed and leave the other friend behind.
I totally agree.
So tell us what you think. What's the characteristics, essentials of a true friend? Go ahead and give us a call, or please send us a message. DM us. Send us a message real quick, and we'll be sure to respond back to you on Real Friends. You are here on In the Flow Talk Show with Miss P and Miss Renee. Be right back. All right, y'all, we're back with In the Flow Talk Show. We're here with Miss P and Miss Renee. We want to thank you for listening with us today, and thank you for joining us. We hope that you will join us next time when we'll dive into some more interesting topics. One of which, well, a couple, will be when is a marriage safe? We want to hear from you. We want to hear from your experiences, married couples. When is a marriage safe? And also submission in marriage. That's a big thing now, right? It's a bit, I think, Fantasia touched on that with her husband on submission in marriage. So we want to touch on that. And also we want to talk about how to purge from toxic relationships. So we'll dive on those couple topics and a whole lot more on our next show. So we just want to speak a blessing over you, Miss P.
Yes.
Absolutely. So we just want to bless you, no matter where you are. No matter where you think you are, know that God has a plan for your life. We want to bless your going out, bless your coming in, bless you at work, bless you in your home, bless you in your jobs, bless you in your decisions, that you acknowledge God in all things. Miss P, just say a blessing on the people.
I concur with what you exactly said.
Perfect. So we just want to bless you and thank you for listening and for joining us today. Miss P?
Thank you so very much for joining us. We appreciate you so very much. We have a lot to share, a lot of experiences throughout our lifetime that we would like to share with you and hear from you about.
Thank you for listening to the In the Flow Talk Show. Bye.